first of all, congratulations for debuting. It's an absolutely stellar debut, and excellent comes across as a really talented and promising group. I have lots of questions to ask about your debut, but before we sort of move into that territory, I want to know a little bit more about your relationship with music in general. Were you always
Mm,
inclined towards the performance side of music? Because I think as a child in India, you are a child actress, right? So I mean, like from
right.
acting to music, how did that jump come?
Well, I have always liked music ever since I was a child. Like I listened to music and I liked singing along. I wasn't really musically trained when it comes to vocals. I wasn't really musically trained. I did take some classes for a while, but it's like for a short period of time, and that was about it. Nothing apart from that. But I've always loved listening to music, and it always helps me calm down when I'm having so much stress. I always listen to music, and I think it was around high school first year. I was like, I need to do music because I feel like I could have after my high school I could have went back to acting. But I was like, no, maybe that's not what I really want to do. I want to do music. So I was like, then that was the time when I was really into K-pop. I was like, why not we try K-pop after high school? And that's how I tried it out.
If I'm not wrong, I think the first music video that you watched from the world of K-pop was BTS's music video, right? Which
Right.
music video was it?
It was blood, sweat, and tears.
What was it about that particular music video that got you inclined towards K-pop in general?
So I remember it was like after my school, I went home and I was just watching TV, and the music video came on, and it was something I never really seen before. And the song was obviously very good, but also the dance. I as a person really like dancing. I really enjoy dancing and watching dances. So I was really fascinated and really hooked on it. It was like, wow, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. I was like that. And also the visuals, like the production, everything looked so amazing. I was like, I would really like to do that. And I got so curious, and I after the music video I looked them up, and then I got interested in K-pop.
I feel as a career choice in general, like when you look at the Indian landscape, entering the entertainment world is something that is very unheard of, right? It's very unorthodox in one way. And you
True,
decided
true.
to not only join the entertainment space, you decided to join like the South Korean entertainment industry. At some point during your decision, were you a little hesitant on making such a big move?
Well, at first, when I knew this was a hard decision because there was nobody really there are no known K-pop idols from India at that time. So I was really hesitant, and I was scared actually. I was like, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. I mean, I have lots of interest in this field, but is it really something I really want to take as my career path? So I really thought about it for a very, very long time. And then I was like, maybe it is. I think maybe I'll try. I'll give it a go. You never know unless you try. So I told my parents. At first they were like, you want to do this? Okay. I mean, they actually thought I was joking. My family, everybody thought I was joking. And then they were like, you keep changing your career plan. It's gonna change after like a year or so. But I practiced almost not for a long time, but I made sure I practiced dance at least for half an hour every day before going to bed. Just play my favorite song and just do follow them, follow the moves. I did that. I'd made sure to do that every day. And then vocals too. I mean, I tried listening and singing along. And for dance, also, I haven't really taken any lessons. When I was a child, I did take some lessons. I was trained in Bharatnatyam, so apart from that, no really Western. I'm not Western like trained in Western dance, but after getting into K-pop, I saw choreography videos, and I used to learn from it from the mirror mode. I used to watch the mirror mode videos and learn from it, and just follow them. Thing apart from that, I've never been trained. So,
How long were you trained in Bharatanatyam for?
for 5 years.
Wow, okay, that definitely come across in the way that you perform on stage. Like I see that discipline in you, and no wonder it's an absolute treat to see you perform.
Thank you.
Were you also practicing the Korean language during this time, or is that something you
Mm,
you picked up as soon as you arrived in Seoul?
Well, I was as soon as I got into K-pop, I also got into K-drama. So I started watching a lot of K-dramas and like started picking up from there. And in 2019, I visited Korea. So for that, like I had to like prepare some Korean. So I looked up by myself sites online and then did some self-study. And in my school, there are ethnically Korean people, so I like learned a few stuff from them. And yeah, that's about it. And after coming here, talking to everybody, communicating with everybody in Korean really helped me improve.
All right, now let's talk about your first day in Seoul. What was your experience and your first impressions as soon as you landed in Seoul?
At first, when I landed, I was like, I'm gonna get a lot of time to like train and improve. But as soon as I came, I was put in the debut lineup like directly. I was mind blown. I was so scared. I mean, of course, I was happy, but I was really scared and I was terrified. I was like, "Do you really want to do this to me? Like, can't I get some more time?" They were like, "No, you have to be in the debut lineup." And then from there, I had to like pick up on everything very fast. So the training process from like October to now, like the whole process was like it went so fast. Like I don't, it's been like almost 6 months. Time just went by so fast. I didn't even realize. So the whole process was really fast.
I mean, I keep seeing these comments online, and one thing is for sure that everyone is really looking forward to you in the future as a kind of K-pop idol they're going to become. So, like, I know it must have been fast track, but I don't see that not benefiting you in any way whatsoever. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I mean, I understand it was a fast-paced sort of a training journey for you, and at the same time, you were learning a lot of new skills for the first time. I mean, you were learning dance
True.
professionally. There was vocal, there was rapping, and then there's like this whole new cultural environment that you need to set into. How did you sort of ensure that it didn't become too overwhelming for you? Because you have to
Mm,
factor in homesickness at one point in time too. So how did you
true.
sort of ensure that you were always laser focused and not sort of take and ensuring that it doesn't take a toll on you?
I wouldn't say it didn't take a toll on me. At some point, it was I was like I felt like I was thrown into a whole different world, and all of a sudden things were changing really quick, and I was finding it hard to like adapt to it. So I did find it really difficult, and whenever it got like too much for me, I spoke to the company and the members, and they made sure that I was okay. They always like gave me break and made sure like I had my time to like calm down and like come back and do what we do without any problems. So they made sure I was always okay. And even when things got like hard, we had the company and the team members with me. So I was okay. It's like whenever it got too hard, I just remembered like why did I even come here? What was like the starting point? And then I talked to my mom, and then she encourages me, and everything's fine.
What do you like doing in your free time? How do you usually unwind?
After the free time, like back in India, I used to watch dramas, but after coming here, I don't really watch dramas because I don't really get the time to do that. So in free time, I usually sleep. I just sleep. If it's I can, it's a TMI, little TMI. I can sleep for very, very long hours. If you don't wake me up, I could like sleep for a whole day. So I just usually when we get free days, I sleep and then I go for night walks when it's like I like going on walks alone. So I just put on my headphones and go for walks. And then what else do I do? I try to catch up with my friends. I call them and talk for long hours, video call my family members. That's all I do.
The fact that you said that you can sleep for a long period of time is something that I relate to well. And I don't know if it's because both of us
High
are
five.
Pisces
High five.
type 5.
Oh, really?
You're born on 12th March, right?
True, true, true.
I'm
I was
born on
born in 12.
18th March. So we're both Pisces. So,
Wow.
perhaps that's how I was like, yeah, I can totally relate to the fact that the best way to unwind is just do nothing and just sleep. I mean, that's the best way for the body to heal
Right.
too. So why not? What was your first impression when you met the members of Exit for the first time?
I remember the first day I actually bought chocolates and like Indian earrings, chumkas for everybody. So I gave them. So I was really nervous. I didn't know how they were gonna react to me. So I was like, "Hi, 안녕하세요," and then they were really like welcoming and nice to me. And I was really surprised. All of them are like E. They're MBTI. They are all E except me and Noah. So at first, I saw them and they were like very loud, very happy. They were like, "Eh." I was really surprised. And they even bought me like rose tteokbokki on my first day. So they were like, "This is welcome party for you," and they threw a little party for me. So they were really welcoming. So I felt like, okay, you don't have to be scared. It's all good. It's all good. So it was like that.
Could you let me in a little bit about your training schedule during this time? Like, what would a typical day look like?
Before we started practicing for our like keeping the fire, it was we used to have a lot of free time compared to now. So back then, our like in the morning we go to practice room. We used to do stretching, then some exercise, and then vocal practice. Our producer used to like assign us songs, and then rap practice, and then after that we used to have like individual practice. Everybody does what they want to do individually, and then by night we used to have group practices, and then we take a break, go back to practice, and then that's about it. Then go home.
What was the first, I mean, like the first time the producer handed you the song with the rest of the members of the group? What were the initial thoughts and feelings like when you sort of saw your debut track?
I actually heard the song on my first day. I
Okay,
heard the
that's
I
interesting.
heard the I heard our producer's guide on the first day. He played it to us, and I was like, "Oh, wow, this is the song I'm gonna be doing." So it's like very surprising, and it didn't felt real because I just came here yesterday, and today I'm getting my debut song. I was like, it was a very overwhelming feeling, and I listened to the guide on the very first day, and then we started practicing the vocals the very next day. For dance, it took some while, but for vocals, we started practicing the very next day, and like within a month, we had our first recording. So everything was very fast paced. So I had really difficult time picking everything up, but it's better now.
I mean, you spent your training yourself in India, and then you came, landed in Seoul, and you got the news that, hey, you're going to be joining the debut lineup. And all the way to, let's say, like a month after you arrived in Seoul, you were like, oh, no, we'll be stepping into the recording studio. Was that a little nerve-wracking? Because it's all getting real.
So for like the first, I told you like we had our first recording section like exactly a month after I arrived in Korea. So what I had only like 1 month to prepare whatever I had to do. And so since it was a very short period of time, we talked to the producer, and he was like, "Are you okay with this? Are you gonna be able to do this? And are you okay with like small amount of lines?" So I said okay. I was fine with this because I don't want to take the huge responsibility of many lines within like that 1 month of training. So I was like, after training a little bit more, and after gaining some more progress, and after developing my skills little bit more, I could do more lines. So I was like, I told him I'm fine with it. And then for the first recording session, even though I had like didn't have nothing like huge to do, I was still nervous. But from by the second recording session, it got better.
Okay, now we have to talk about the music video. It's very badass. I must say that I love your costumes. And I love like the
Thank you.
fire that sort of blows up in the background. It's totally girl crush concept. How is your experience filming the music video?
I actually thought I would be very nervous because that was like the first time I was going in front of the camera, like camera filming me after almost like 10 years. I don't know. After like I stopped acting back in India, uh it was like my first time in front of the camera like that. So I thought I was going to be really nervous, but it all felt so familiar. Everything was like chill. And our filming, it took almost like 24 hours, the whole day. So, and we were all like really tired, and like we were not like in our perfect condition, but still everything went well. The crew, the staff members, they all were very nice and like supportive. So everything went well.
What about performing this song for the first time live? I believe it must have happened at a music band show, if I'm not wrong.
No, our first live was for Keeping the Fire was in Simply K-pop, Arirang Simply K-pop.
All right. And what is it
So
performing for a live audience? It's completely different from recording and filming.
true. So at first, I don't know. Like at first, I was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like really nerve-wracking, but I wasn't really nervous. when I'm performing in front of the audience, but compared to like performing in front of the audience, I was more nervous in the rehearsals. Like if you watch my fan cams, all of them are from rehearsals. I was really nervous, but like on the actual take when there are audience in front of me, I wasn't really that nervous. But for some reason, every time we have rehearsals, I'm really nervous.
Oh, this is a little surprising for me that you're usually nervous during rehearsals and not during like the actual performance because
I don't
it's usually
understand
the
that myself.
opposite. It's usually the
Exactly.
opposite for everyone else. Like on the actual D-Day, everyone is like really nervous and shivering, but it's the opposite for you. I think that sort of talks a little bit more about your professionalism. By the way, how many films have you acted in back in India? Was it just the one film?
There's this another movie called Thank You. It's
Okay.
also in Malayalam,
Mm-hmm.
and Melilasam was like my debut movie,
Hmm.
and I used to do a lot of serials as well, serials, short films, and documentaries, stuff like that.
Oh my God, that is a lot. I was just aware of like the first film that you mentioned in which I think you played the role of Amu. If I'm not wrong.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was all. I didn't know you had such a huge sort of a history with like film and television and like documentaries. Oh God. Okay, now I
I
really
did
want to
a lot
know.
of serials. I don't even remember the names.
Oh God, someone needs to update your IMDb, like for sure. Like people are now gonna like go back and check everything that
Oh
we have
no!
like
Please don't do
promoted.
that. It's so embarrassing.
No, I mean, you were a child actor, so it's always pleasant to see, like, the starting roots of a K-pop idol. In your case, it just happened to be a huge set of films and serials, and oh my God, just like a lot of things. Like the films that you mentioned, is there something in particular that stands out for you? Like maybe your most memorable performance?
Uh, uh, of course, my favorite project would be my debut movie, Mail Vilasam. It also got nominated for the Busan International Film Festival in South Korea. So it was like a really memorable project, and I was like the only female in the movie, so I got a lot of attention back then. And another one of my favorite videos would be I did a music video. It was also in Malayalam. It's called Black Coffee. I did it. I really like the visual, so I keep watching it from time to time.
So when the music video drop of your debut song, Keeping the Fire, did you just scroll down the comment section? Was that something you did first? I mean, like, what did the group do as soon as the music video dropped?
I think we all were monitoring the comments. Like, we saw a lot of positive comments, and we were like, oh, we have. Whenever we see comments in a different language, we are like, oh, we have fans from this country. We have fans from this country. It's really fascinating because there are lots of people from all over the world, and we did not expect to receive so much love within such a short period of time. So that was really amazing to us.
When you started seeing comments rolling in from India, like all the love and support, did it get way too real and overwhelming? Perhaps an added pressure that, okay, I have a lot of people from my home country looking up to me. Was that a little nerve wracking, or why you sort of relaxed that I'm so glad that my home country is accepting me and the career path that I've sort of taken?
Well, I mean, of course, I was happy to see a lot of people from my country supporting me. And I've seen some negative comments, not some, a lot. But I mean, I actually thought at first I thought it was gonna like have a huge effect on me. I'm gonna be very sad, but I actually reacted the opposite. I was kind of like expecting that, but I was really fine with that. I see them, I just ignore them. I just find them funny, to be honest. So I don't really mind about the negative comments, but the positive comments, of course, it do bring me a sense of like having to wanting to do better. Also, pressure, of course, there's pressure because there are a lot of I get a lot of teams like Didi, we want to follow you, Didi. How did you do this? I get a lot of DMs like that. But of course, I feel a sense of responsibility and pressure. But also, I'm so grateful and thankful that people are actually looking up to me.
Okay, now that you have people looking up to you, who are the artists that you look up to?
Well, of course, because I started this because of BTS Samvinins, definitely BTS. I grew up listening to them, watching them, and also 17 Samvinim and Stray Kids Samvin.
You picked up my three best groups. I love these groups too. I'm telling you, I think most of the Pisces kids or whoever's watching this would like relate to this too. I think perhaps most of us love the same groups too. What are
Like
your favorite
their
songs?
music.
Sorry, please go on.
Okay. No, I'm gonna answer you. So, favorite songs from BTS? Oh, that's a difficult question. I like their whole discography. It's a difficult question. I think that one song which I always listen to when I'm having a hard time is Spring Day and Louder Than Bombs. And for 17 Hug, I always listen to the song like when we had exams back in school, and during exams I used to have like a terrible time, like everybody else. So I would always listen to Hug, and also I became their fan because of the song Don't Wanna Cry. So Don't Wanna Cry and Hug, and for Stray Kids, uh, I love all their songs. But if I had to choose one favorite, it would be Easy.
Before we quickly wrap up this interview, I want to get a sense of the kind of an idol that you wish to become. Do you have some sort of
Mm,
certain attributes that you see yourself imbibing, once you reach a certain stage in your career?
I want to be an all-rounder. I am not there yet. I am gonna still like work hard on all the skills and be good at everything I do. So I really want to be like really good at everything I do. I don't want to be average. I want to be like one of the best. So I'm gonna keep trying hard for that. And I would like to be someone people actually look up to, like proudly look up to.
Well, you already have a lot of people looking up to you, so don't worry, you're
Thank you.
halfway there. And I'm definitely sure that you will be sort of, checking off all these things off your list very soon.
Thank you.
What about the group in general? What are the goals that Exxon is currently chasing as a unit?
So we just finished our music show broadcast. So we have other activities left, like interviews and radio stuff like that. So once that's over, we have like uh shows coming up like outside of India, which I can't really share about now. Outside of Korea, I'm sorry, not outside of India, outside of Korea. And also we are in the process of preparing our next album. I don't know which is when it's gonna come out, but it'll be coming out. So we are already preparing for it.
Okay, before we wrap up, do you have a message for your Indian fans?
Thank you so much for always like sending me lots of love and support. I see until like every single video of mine on the internet, there are so many comments say like praising me. I mean, yeah, I feel happy, but also when I see comments saying she's an inspiration, I love what she does. When I see comments like that, that really like touches me. It's really heartwarming. Thank you so much for comments like that, and also to the people who want to take this path, I would like to tell them, uh, it's gonna be difficult, but I am sure you can do this if you're like really, if you really want to do it and you have that heart to do it. So practice a lot, keep auditioning, and hopefully I can meet you soon. All the best.
Thank you, Aria. This was lovely. Is there anything else that maybe you'd want to tell me, something that I may have missed out on?
Well, I would like to tell you and the audience to stream our music video and songs. It's keeping the fires out now, so in every platform, so you can listen to the music and also watch our videos, and also please support us in the future as well.
Definitely. We all are rooting for you and we cannot, wait to see what you and Exxon have in store for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.